Roskoff. All right, here we are live. I'm Kurt Roskoff. I'm with the Disability Channel. We are all about showcasing abilities, television, by and with people with disabilities and veterans. And we are bringing you now the TDC Today Show USA. And even though we have the USA in there, we are welcoming people from all around the world to plug in and join this work in the USA. And we also like to feature Digital Ventures USA, which is our work with the originated Digital Ventures program out of Canada, and that we are customizing it for the United States of America and bringing it across the land with Americans with disabilities in mind. And here from the USA, we are networking and welcoming in people from all countries to be a part of this work to really build off of the great success in Canada. So the Disability Channel, I found a few years ago when I was working on an event that I called Global Ability Fest, and stumbled upon it on LinkedIn and looked up the website, thedisabilitychannel.ca, and found the phone number there, gave a call, and ended up talking to the founder, Jay Stoyan. And what a great story Jay has with his, work in major media corporate television production, and recognizing this need that in the TV industry, there's a huge gap to fill, to really bring in droves people with disabilities to be a part of television production. So great equity work, inclusive hiring, inclusive recruiting, and having education accommodating those with disabilities, and being pertinent and relevant and favorable for those with disabilities to find their place in the workforce. And even if somebody aspires to go into independent contracting and build this up themselves with the Digital Ventures program, it is an opportunity to learn about, for sure, obviously TV production, but also can cross-train over to applying it to radio show production, and then podcasting, like we're here on YouTube Live and other places with the live streaming, and to do all that in public speaking, to go ahead and produce the graphics, and so the desktop publishing, to do marketing, and so on and so forth. So what a great opportunity. This is the stuff that attracted me to be at the table here today and producing this show, the TDC Today Show USA. We're here with my wife, Sue. This is something where we had a discussion right here where I'm sitting here in our house in Wisconsin, USA. And so it was something where overnight we had a discussion about really getting into inclusion and accessibility, using adaptive equipment, assistive technology, and things like that. And we did a lot of stuff around the state of Wisconsin, and we couldn't have gotten it done without the help of friends from places far and wide, like Florida and Illinois. And so just really saw how collective energy and co-oping and, people getting together and skill sharing and everybody playing a role, and to continue their own journey and coordinating it together. So Sue, you want to come on in here and share a little bit about, kind of where you sit today, any reflections of the last decade that you want to draw from, but more so looking at this wonderful year ahead of us, 2023, and just taking the journey that we've had together, and to just look forward and to say, what does today represent today for you, Sue, and what it can mean for the rest of our lives as we can benefit from our friends with disabilities.
Thanks, Kurt. It is quite the journey that we have been on here over the last decade. It is surprising how many people that we've met. That this journey has gone in so many directions that I never could have predicted at all. We've met some amazing people along the way. The long list, gosh, starting from what we had done with the adaptive water skiing, and like you're mentioning with the folks that came up from Florida, there were some very unique individuals that we have met along the way that have truly impacted our lives. me personally, that have been an inspiration, that have been actually quite substantial in what, even in short, I'm picturing one person in particular. So Anne O'Brien Satterfield, that came up from Florida. She's one that truly did make an impact on me personally. She and her expertise in what she personally had an experience, her experiences with adaptive water skiing as an adaptive water skier herself, and her passion to share the sport with others. She was part of the crew that came up here and did the training with us all those years ago. I believe that was summer of 2014, if I remember correctly. Tell me if I'm got the dates here wrong, Kurt, but I think it dates back 9 years now that she and her crew came up and taught us all that they did. And her legacy continues. Unfortunately, she is no longer with us. She passed away a few years ago now. And there's still a huge group down in the Florida area that continues in her legacy. That the group is now called Anne's Angels, that still does adaptive water skiing events throughout the summer and are just an inspiration to so many. And to be able to share the passion and the love and everything else, she was a very interesting force when she came up here. She's a very big personality, and with what she was able to do to teach us and to be able to teach us the right way to do things, the safe way, the best practices, all those things. She really did inspire me in many ways. And so many thoughts going through my mind as far as with what she brought us. So that dates back from, all those years ago, and there's been quite a ride from then until now. And you'll find, for me personally, so much of my experience does surround the adaptive skiing that we've done over the years. A lot with what we've established also here in Wisconsin, in the city of Burlington. There's one of the main groups that we do a lot with now is another whole story in itself, that I'm hoping at some point in the near future we can have some friends of ours come. Three events actually take place in Burlington each summer, and a fourth event at the state water ski tournament. There's actually for those that don't know, the cold state of Wisconsin is actually, strangely enough, the show ski capital of the world. So for anyone who is familiar at all with what a water ski show is, there are more teams in the state of Wisconsin than anywhere else that actually does show skiing shows in the summertime here. And there's a tournament then that takes place, and we actually do a little piggybacking during that tournament. We're off on the side of the water there, where we're not interfering at all with where the shows are taking place. We find time to actually do some adaptive water skiing during those weekend events as well. And again, that's all with what we've done, teaming up with the Lindsay Legis Free Water Ski Club. And Rick is amazing. So we'll have to invite him to join us here sometime soon, so that you can get some more insights. I don't want to give too much now, because that's a whole show in itself. That could be a couple shows. But where this has all been and where it's all going, I don't know where it's going. It's hard to know. I want to continue in what we've been doing, because what we've been doing is amazing. And I'm thrilled to have met all the participants and families. And oh gosh, I've got favorite stories and moments that I could share as well. And I look forward to more opportunities like that. As far as where we're all going, though, with everything that we've done and in this amazing collaboration here with TDC, I do want to share some of the information that they sent our way. I'm going to actually share my screen here so that it can be, so you can see what I'm seeing. So as far as what we're doing right now with the Today Show, I'm so excited to see that we have this wonderful logo that we'll be sharing out and make use of here. I don't have it as a background here yet, but it will be coming soon. We've got all sorts of plans and improvements and exciting things coming down the pipe with what we're all doing. And let me flip over to here. There's some events that we want to share with everyone so that you know of what's available here. So Budweiser presents the Good Friends World Tour 2023. I'm actually going to just read on through this so that those that may not be able to see this, that they can hear it. Rock music genres promoting friendship, positivity, and adventure, and including special international guests. Sharing our journey with millions of people worldwide through performance, radio, TV, social media, proudly sponsored by the Disability Channel and valued partners. And I'm going to give you that little clue here off on the side. There is a QR code, so go ahead and grab that while you can here as well with this up on the screen. It says, additionally, we are honored and privileged to bring awareness and support for Project Die Hard. And that QR code to the right is for donations for Project Die Hard, whose goal is to use 90% of all donations towards veterans programs. Project Die Hard is near and dear to our hearts, and we'll finish looking at this, and then I'm going to pass this over to Emily to share a little bit more about what Project Die Hard is and what they all offer to the world. So it says in June 2023, launching Cleveland, Ohio, and Toronto, Ontario, touring USA and Canada, coming soon to a venue near you. We are the Good Friends World Tour. The Southern Outlaws band, who recently performed on the Too Hot Radio stage and with Rock Nation at the Arizona Super Bowl in 2023, along with make sure I get this right, Gino Jubert. If I'm saying this wrong, forgive me. I need to get up to speed on all the wonderful participants here, and the Mighty One and Tarakai. So tickets are going on sale soon, and you can find more information at the website goodfriendsworldtour.com. www.goodfriendsworldtour.com. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited to hear more. And this is also, again, with Project Die Hard. So I'm going to stop the screen sharing and bring Emily in to fill us in a bit more about Project Die Hard. And I know, Emily, you do a fair amount with them. There's a special thing going on Monday nights. So if you want to share a little bit more about what is Project Die Hard, who's behind it, what is going on Monday nights, I'm going to pass this over to you.
Well, the Project Die Hard was started in, I believe, 2018 by a veteran named Brian Gibson, and their goal is to help veterans, especially with the transition between civilian life and the active military, as well as helping combat the veteran suicide rate, veteran/military suicide rate, which over the last quite a few years has actually been going up instead of going down. There was at 22 a day like a decade ago, but I believe the most recent is now it's up to in the 40s and mid 40s. So they're looking to help get them or going the opposite direction than it has been going. They have a Project Die Hard is based in Paducah, Kentucky. However, they have a 10,000 square foot building on 20 acres, basically just over the border into Illinois, in Makanda, Illinois. And they are looking to renovate that building to where 12 veterans and their families would be able to stay for up to a year, anywhere from an hour up to a year, getting whatever help they need, getting any kind of help that they need. And it is a Christian-based organization, and it wouldn't be around if it wasn't for Brian and not surviving a almost suicide attempt. So the Project I Heart is the facility, or the building is called Forward Operating Base Rush, which is named after a veteran who took their life a few years ago, or several years ago. And so starting a few months ago, we helped the Project I Heart launch a podcast called Monday Mission. And it's every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 Eastern. And it is an update, basically an update of what's going on in the organization, and also there are guests that can, or guest veterans or come on. If anybody is interested in participating in this podcast, please reach out to us, and we'll get you connected with Brian and figure out a day that you can come on. Or if you know of anybody who is interested, please send them our way as well. Kurt, do you have anything you want to add about Project I Heart? Or Sue?
Yeah, basically Project I Heart connected to us through a wonderful organization called the Happy Neighborhood Project. And the Happy Neighborhood Project carries out its work under the premise of being the happiest place in the world for business people. And today we also have the Happy Co-op. And so through a mutual connection at the Happy Neighborhood Project, this other friend was doing a live stream, and also, saw the favor to the work that Project I Heart is doing. And so I ended up being interviewed first for that Facebook Live event. And then it was kind of positioned that there was going to be another guest. And I asked, well, who's this other guest? And, I got the introduction, Project I Heart. And so kind of getting that little segue of Project I Heart's work, serving the issue of veteran suicide. And as soon as I knew that was what was coming up, I offered to just call it a conclusion from my part of the Facebook Live and switched over to Brian. And through Brian's presentation on that Facebook Live, that spurred us to fit. I just listened to him finish that up, and then he and I were talking offline to the Facebook Live over the telephone, and we have just been working together ever since. And through the Happy Neighbor Project, we also connected to J.R. Smith, with the Veterans Ranch, who has also produced shows here at the Disability Channel. And then we're all working as well with Zach Clayton, who brings to us Community Pay It Forward, communitypayitforward.us. And then he also, we helped him produce the PAC channel. And so he's got the PAC show and other shows there. And so we are all working together to get all these great messages out there and to spread the word of our mission here, television by and with people with disabilities and veterans, and a lot of neat stuff happening. And we keep calling it out there, including doing this show, that we welcome people. If any of you are out there feeling like, wow, you have a story, somebody that might want to be on the TDC Today Show USA, wherever they are in the world, feel free to contact us. You can contact me, Kurt, K-U-R-T, at thedisabilitychannel.us. And folks who can dial me up, go ahead and dial me up. It's the +1 for the US, and then 262-372-1754. And also go ahead and contact the Disability Channel like I did originally when I learned about all this work, thedisabilitychannel.ca. So with that, back to you, Sue.
So, and I know that they are planning that event. They have had events in the summertime down at Project Die Hard. Are there any notes or updates on what they're planning for this coming summer? Actually, Emily, are you clued in on those at all?
They are having their Hopestock event. I believe it's their 3rd annual this year. It's the last weekend in July. Can't tell you the exact dates of the month, but it's the last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in July.
Excellent. Do you know yet what their plans are involving? Because I know from in the past they've had music, and I don't know if they've had any teasers out there yet of what's to look forward to.
I haven't heard too much about it yet. I think they've. Have you heard anything? So I don't remember Brian saying too much about it. Yeah, but I'm guessing that they would have something similar to what they did last year with like entertainment and speakers and that kind of thing. So if anybody is looking to be a sponsor or donate or volunteer somehow, whether that's in person or not, or on Zoom, to reach out to us about that too. And we can get you connected or pointed in the right direction at least.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Emily. I appreciate all you're doing to help them out, and with the Monday mission updates, that's tremendous. So, and actually, Kurt, I want to pop it back over to you to close us up for today.
All right, sounds good. So actually, I'm just looking at something hot off the press type thing. When I go to the website Project Die Hard, they're showing that the second Saturday monthly is a forward operating base rush work call. So that means from 0900 to 1700, which would be 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, these are central times because the location is in McCanda, Illinois. It says, bring your work gloves and muck boots. Together, we can get forward operating base rush up and running. Doors open at 7:30 for coffee and donuts. There's a task briefing and prayer. Teamwork makes the dream work. John 3:35 tells us the world will know we are Christ's disciples if we love one another. We give the world a glimpse of the love of God when we work together effectively. So with that, we'll leave that as the final thought. Again, thanks for joining us here at the TDC Today Show USA, and we look forward to having you back next time. Thanks for following us on all of our social media and taking a look at the website, thedisabilitychannel.ca.